Our lead story, has the president completely lost touch with the problems facing America? Joining us now from the nation's capital, Senator from the great state of Texas, Ted Cruz. Senator Cruz, the president goes out there today and he hits it on global warming. At the outdoors at Georgetown University, the planes were kind of drowning him out. I felt bad for him at one point. He was wiping his brow, really hot. I guess that's global warming. So what's the Republican response to this urgent initiative where the EPA is going to be regulating all these companies now?
Well, I got to tell you, it doesn't matter whether you're talking to Republicans or Democrats or independents. All Americans say that our top priority right now is jobs and the economy. And for the president to come out today and say his top priority, or one of his top priorities, is killing jobs and hurting the economy, hurting economic growth, it makes no sense. A national energy tax will hurt every hardworking taxpayer in this country, and it's an example of his being out of touch with hardworking Americans.
Senator Cruz, he said to critics like you that all these claims that we're going to kill jobs and thousands of people are going to be out of work are ridiculous, because this will usher in a new era of innovation and it will put America ahead of all these other countries that could outpace us when it comes to alternative energy. Plus, he said, we're saving kids' lives with pollution and other concerns.
Well, you know, he might be right if he were talking about bankruptcy attorneys, because if he's talking about funding more Solyndras, that we may well see a lot more lawyers get work. But for hardworking taxpayers, people whose energy bills are going to go up, their gas bills are going to go up, their electricity bills are going to go up, it just is yet another burden on those who are struggling to make it every day under the Obama economy.
And meanwhile, the Republicans up there on Capitol Hill, you guys are all pulling each other's hair out on this immigration deal, which is quite interesting to watch from my vantage point. We had Bob Corker up on the Senate floor today trying to do myth busting. All you people say that the border fence isn't going to be done and these agents aren't going to be hired. It's a bunch of lies. People are trying to kill this bill, even though people like you, Ted Cruz, get what you always say you wanted. You wanted border enforcement. Now you get it.
Well, the nice thing is, Laura, we don't have to hypothesize. We don't have to guess, because we've seen this exact pattern before. In 1986, Congress told the American people, let's grant amnesty to some 3 million people who are here illegally, and then sometime in the future we'll secure the border. Now, what happened? The amnesty happened, the border never got secured. This Gang of Eight bill is the exact same shell game. The legalization happens immediately, and the border security is promised sometime in the future, maybe. I don't think the American people are going to fall for it a second time. Overwhelming majorities of the American people want to see our broken immigration system fixed and want to see the border secured now. That's actually why we've launched a national petition at securebordersnow.com. In just a week, we've had over 100,000 people go to securebordersnow.com and say, fix the problem, don't repeat the mistakes of 1986.
Have you read the bill? I asked your colleague, Senator Lee, yesterday on the radio whether he's read it. He said he really wasn't able to get through much of it in the time that they had.
You know, I have read the bill, although the latest substitute that just came in on Friday is now 1,200 pages, and the amendments are interspersed throughout it. So it's very difficult. This is just like Obamacare, where they introduced it late on a Friday, had us vote on a Monday as everyone got off the planes, and they basically told us, like Nancy Pelosi did, you got to pass it to figure out what's in it. And that's one of the many problems with this bill.
Did they offer you anything to try to win you over? I mean, they had the salmon sweetener for Alaska. They had the tourism casino sweetener for poor old Dean Heller over there in Vegas. Did they offer you anything? They try to win you over at any point?
You know, I'll confess, Laura, I'm not looking for any particular pork for the state of Texas. I'm not looking to bring home the bacon. I think what Texans expect me to do, and what Americans expect all of us to be doing, is try to fix the problem. Stop doing politics as usual. Actually secure the border, stop illegal immigration, and improve our legal immigration system so that we can welcome and celebrate legal immigrants. Immigrants like my dad, when he came 55 years ago, following the rules. We need to improve the legal system and secure our borders now.
Yeah, your colleague, Senator Schumer, is issuing essentially an implicit warning to the House of Representatives. He said he could envision 1 million people coming to the mall to protest if, in fact, John Boehner doesn't include a path to citizenship, if Boehner somehow tries to slow walk this process. That was a warning, I think, not only to Boehner, but to people like you, Senator Cruz, that you will be labeled anti-Latino, anti-immigrant, anti-whatever, to try to scare people into going along with a bad bill. What's your reaction to Schumer's threat?
Well, we've seen the Democrats are always willing to play the race card. I will tell you, as the son of a Cuban immigrant, as someone who received over 40% of the Hispanic vote in the state of Texas, I think it is condescending to go to Hispanics and say, we're going to buy your vote with amnesty. I'll tell you, in Texas, a whole lot of Hispanics there want to see the border secured and legal immigration.
Do they want lower
improved.
wages, Senator? Because that's what this bill is going to give them, lower wages. Latino Americans, newsflash.
Yeah. Well, you're exactly right. And one of the most striking elements of this is the Obamacare penalty. Under the Gang of Eight bill, any business that has 50 employees or more that hires a U.S. citizen or a legal immigrant because of Obamacare effectively pays a $5,000 penalty, and it's de facto affirmative action for those who are here illegally. That doesn't make any sense.
No, so they get a leg up in the hiring because you don't have to pay
Yep.
their Obamacare. So it's a good deal for businesses. That means they can the American workers and hire the newly amnestied people. Senator
That's exactly
Cruz,
right.
thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And up next on the Run.